What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. It's your boy Ali, joined here by Buller and Mackie.
Yes, welcome back, everyone.
Hello
Let's do
guys,
this.
how's it going?
All right, so what are we talking about today, Ali? What's happened in your month?
Literally the only person that doesn't have the notebook with all the stuff you're asking.
No, but I'm asking about your month. I'm not asking about what's in the notebook.
My month.
Yeah, what's your month been like? Remember, what's your personal development?
Oh, that's
this
how we're
month?
starting, right?
Yeah.
So we're starting with the PDs.
Oh, right,
PD,
okay.
what's
I'll
your
put
PD?
this down then. Yeah. PD, personal development.
Yeah, what's your PD this month?
Oh, right, I thought you were asking what PD is.
No, I'm asking what's your PD.
That was a bit concerning, okay.
It's alright.
What was my PD this month? I don't know. I'm thinking.
Go on, move it. But like, you
Move
can
it on.
I'll do
Go
that.
on, go on. What's
My
your
one
PD
was,
this
yeah.
month?
Destroying Mackie at badminton.
At badminton every week
100%.
for the whole month.
He's been
That
put up a
personal
good...
development.
Bro, when I started badminton, I was
Oh,
horrible. He
yeah.
was destroying
My skill line was like infinitely higher than Buller's.
so much higher.
But something happened where he studied or something that my skill line never grew,
I
but
just
his one has gone
kept
higher
watching.
than mine.
I kept watching YouTube videos on him, how to do backhand smash, how to do like what's it called, shots,
Yeah,
like starting shots, and I became really good at it.
yeah, he's
Like
really good.
it's quite sick the way I do it. It's quite fun as well because you bring your racket all the way to the end of the net and your shuttlecock as well, and you just tap it, and it goes all the way to his line.
Yeah.
And Mackie fixes that most of the time.
My,
So he
my
leaves it.
guessing game, my guessing game is weak. He gets me every single time, but
So
recently,
You can do it either way. You can do it front, or you can make it go all the way back. And I've seen like multiple times. Yeah, he'll think it's gonna go to the front. I just smash it and it goes all the way back.
So if he
And
does
he's
like
running
a
back trying to hit it.
if he does like a weak hit, I'll have to come forward to get it, and if he does a hard hit, I have to go back. So he'll pretend like he's gonna do a weak one and then flick it hard. So I'll come forward and it'll go behind me, and I'll have to do a jump that like breaks my back or something.
It straightens his back.
No, yeah, allow it.
But yeah,
That's the
Mackie,
opposite of my personality. I've been getting shit all month.
what's
No,
your, what's your
my
PD?
one's been, mine was just normal, man. Just redeveloping my self-esteem and shit like that.
Yeah, that's
through-
true. He has come
Through
up
other, through other people's affirmation apparently, which I shouldn't really be doing. I shouldn't really base my belief in myself off what other people think of me. But
But I think it's a good boost. I think you need that in the initial
yeah,
stage.
yeah.
I can't really think of a personal one, but I can think of a professionally personal development-ish.
Well, if it's work related, then it's a personal thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
It's just about, in relation to work, there's a bit of a training contract to get better at what I do, kind of thing. That's
Whatever
about
they
it,
got.
really.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Congrats,
good then.
man.
I think
That's good.
that's
Yeah.
very good.
That's
I
good.
suppose.
But yeah, let's carry on to this month's news. What's been happening? The world is crazy. That's what I know.
I'm not gonna lie, this month's looking kind of lean still.
It is.
There's
It
a
is.
lot.
It is. There's been so much that's happened.
We don't know where to start. Brexit's crazy. We know that, but let's skip Brexit. Let's
Oh,
go
no,
to
I
America.
said lean like nothing.
Well, no, there's so
damn.
much has
I
happened.
thought Lean was like,
Have you guys taken a look at the sheet?
Bro, forget the
True, we
sheet.
just read the new ones.
That's the new one. That's
Bro, I need to
today.
put my
Oh,
drawing
right,
of
right,
You
my
do. You do know there's a lot that's been happening this month.
Do tell.
So we know about Turkey, Syria. That's been happening. Donald Trump pulling out of Syria.
Oh, yeah,
That's
true.
one. Next is the Brexit ordeal. General elections around the corner on 9th December. That's only if Lib Dems bill passes through Parliament, through Johnson. So the bill says that he should take no deal off the table and do the election 3 days earlier. And it only happens if the EU gives us a 3 month extension.
Again, we need more
Again, so
extension.
that means January 31st.
Oh,
November, December, yeah, January 31st. There. Now it's trying to count the months on a year. Is that the right month? Yeah, January 31st. If they give it, then yeah. But Donald Tusk, the EU commissioner, he said already, EU president, he's already said that they've accepted the extension, but they haven't said how long they're going to give it to us for.
Just give us one
Do you
day
reckon we'll
extension.
just keep?
They should give us
yeah.
a 99-year lease.
Yeah, do you
on
think
the
we'll just start
extension.
extending until the end of time?
Well, if Lib Dem win, so the problem is they are worried that there's going to be another coalition government. What's it called, the word? When it's a government that's grouped up?
Coalition.
Yeah, I think it's coalition.
Coalition,
yeah.
that's it, yeah. Coalition government. So then the problem is if that happens, then we can't really find a middle ground where Lib Dems will say, yeah, we're going to revoke Article 50, but then the other government that's in power as well will say, no, we don't.
Because
agree.
everyone has to agree, a majority in
Yeah,
it, don't
so
they? Yeah,
majority
that
has to
makes
agree.
sense.
I believe the Conservatives are just the party in power right now.
I
So
wonder.
it's a big thing right now.
I don't know if it was us that was talking about it, but like years from now, we still wouldn't have left the EU, and it just becomes tradition to like get an extension every year on the EU.
And then we celebrate it.
Yeah,
We would
like
have
extension day. Like the government every
Yeah,
year on this day
it's a
has to
bank
extend the deal for Brexit
it's
until the end of time, until the the day of judgment or whatever happens. Comes.
I don't know what
Whatever,
they're
the end
judging
of
for
life.
the UK, but I know it's already there.
Yeah, that'd be jokes.
That would be
A tradition in
a
British
thing.
history. Yeah,
Yeah. It'll be a new
It'll
reason
be a
to
new
go.
bank holiday, innit?
There you go.
Brexit
Bank holiday.
extension day.
I don't know. They're not really giving too many of those out. To be
I
honest.
swear April had the most. We had like 2,
This year.
and had a Good Friday as well.
Yeah, this year we had quite a lot.
April had
Wasn't
it
there a few new bank holidays made in America? They made some new holidays in America. Who gets to decide that?
too. Government.
That's jokes.
Mhm.
I want that job.
So what's happened today then? There's something big that happened today.
Senor, I call him Senor.
Senor.
Senor Abu Bakr Al-Baghdadi got fucking ripped.
Murked.
He got
He's
killed.
dead.
He got no scoped.
No scores.
He got no
We should talk about.
He
Modern
cooked a
Warfare.
grenade for too long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
3
yeah.
kids next to him.
Let's talk about
Rest in
Modern
peace.
That
Warfare.
went off.
The kids are too far.
The kids are too far.
Were
Don't
the kids?
you
Were
think-
his kids bad?
What,
Oh,
what
he-
happened? Oh, what?
Apparently, he
killed-
dragged
killed
his
them.
kids with him to
Yeah.
a dead end in a cave and then blew himself up.
Well, he probably thought he could get out of it because he had his.
I'd save my kids by blowing myself up.
No, what? No, how did that even
Was
get
that
risky?
up for you thinking that?
No,
Oh
I'm
right.
saying he probably brought his kids with
Oh,
him, knowing it was a dead end
oh,
tunnel, so that
yeah.
he could like.
But the way
Blag his way out.
Donald Trump made it sound is
How
that
do
he
you
dragged them
blag your
across
way
their
out?
will.
Well, blag your way out of getting shot in the face.
Imagine they got the guns.
I'm
He's
pretty
like,
sure that he wouldn't.
Like
Imagine
surrender
he's
yourself.
like, now listen here. This is all just a misunderstanding.
This is a bit mad.
No, what we would do is pick one of his kids up, put it in front of his face. Like, guys, we
You
can
would have
talk
shoot a
about
child,
this.
would you?
We can talk about
You
this,
would
guys.
shoot a child, would you? That's peak. And then he blew him up.
But yeah, he burnt himself on fire.
Maybe not rest in peace because he was a bad man.
Did he blow himself up or
So-
put himself on fire?
Donald Trump, what he said was
He
lit
said he
himself
lit
up.
himself up, which obviously means he probably lit his vest with explosives on it, which in turn
Because the thing crumbled around him, didn't it?
exploded. Yeah, so
There's
the
a picture
cave
you saw,
crumbled.
right?
Yeah, I saw a crumbled cave.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he died. It's good, I guess. Yeah, it's good. No, don't guess. I know it's good. One
I
less
don't know,
terrorist in the
man.
world.
That speech by Donald Trump was a bit booky. Can't lie.
What do you think of it?
That was crap.
Well, that's Donald Trump. Have you seen his tweets? I swear, every time he tweets, the economy just slams.
Does it?
Yeah.
Really? That's jokes.
Yeah, I swear something happens to the
Everyone
market.
takes
That's
a
a
dive.
lot of
Everyone
power,
takes an
man.
L, bro. Everyone takes an L.
I'll be at home doing that for jokes. I watch this. I'm fucking tweet some shit.
Can you
Watch
imagine
it.
being the CEO of a Fortune 50? You're like, fuck. Trump's tweeted again.
You just see a dip. You don't even see the tweet first. You see the dip, and you're like, I know what happened here.
He
Go
goes
straight
Twitter,
onto
like,
his
oh,
Twitter. Oh
makes
god,
sense. And he's actually added your company as well.
that's
You're
peak.
just
That's peak.
screwed.
Everyone's bugging
100%.
because Trump's bugging.
But what I find interesting is that the elections are around the corner, and they're killing Abu Bakr now. That's the same thing happened with Obama's presidency.
With Osama
Near the
bin
end of
Laden.
it, he killed Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, but what? No, that was a very good point that you brought up earlier as well. Well, before the podcast started.
Yeah.
But then the other thing that I was thinking about as well is that the content of his speech is weird in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he spends a lot of time. Like, if you just rewatch the speech, I don't think I'm wrong in saying this. He spends a weird amount of time reiterating the fact that Al-Baghdadi got killed in a brutal manner.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
No, it's fine. I doubt it can't be too loud.
Coming up.
We'll just pause for while the rockets are going on.
Yeah, we'll chill for a bit.
Can I scream it? No.
No, they're neighbours.
You're celebrating the
Diwali,
day
it's
innit?
allowed.
When they move out, can I?
Yeah.
When they're moving out.
But they're really nice. He lets me park in the spot.
But we celebrate Diwali and get some fireworks and point it towards the house.
Yeah, have you seen the one you can hold?
What, the fireworks?
Yeah.
You mean the sprinklers?
No. You know the one that they're doing before?
Yeah.
You can hold it as well.
That's
Oh,
I
nice.
used to hold it. I used to do it like that.
My cousin
She
did
was
that
like
one
bazooka,
time.
so I used to hold
That's
it.
a water strike.
And then
Legit, innit?
it was sick. You're not supposed to hold it, yeah.
My cousin in Pakistan done that. He held it and it launched while it was in his finger and he tried stopping it and he's got like this scar on his hand that looks like an explosion. It looks sick, but I think it probably hurt too much. Like it went, I think it lit up like the light or something went under his skin or some shit like that, and it popped under his skin. So it's got like a Harry Potter style
Oh, damn.
scar. It looks wicked.
But yeah, back to your point then.
You know what we should do though?
What?
Before we come back to the point, we should go to an empty car park, get bicycles, and put rockets in the front of them,
And then,
and just shoot them at each other.
That would be sick.
oh, we ran him back and then.
That would be sick.
Oh,
That would
No,
be
but
joke.
bro, the heat of the firework, if it goes a bit higher than the bike, you're screwed.
You just wear a
Hey,
helmet.
is this that
Easy.
9/11 thing?
Just wear a
Steel
helmet.
beams don't melt.
Oh,
Yeah,
jet
but your
fuel
face
can't
does.
melt steel. True.
I don't know, man.
True.
No face, no case. We don't have.
They used to do
I
that in my
wouldn't do
secondary
all
school,
wear
to be
masks.
honest. I think you'll survive.
That's dangerous, I think. In my
In
opinion.
secondary school, we used to throw like
Alright, so you
fireworks
choose
at
it.
each other.
You get a BMX bike with the stunt pegs. You get a guy on the back doing the motor. We should do that.
That'd be sick.
And
Two
you got
doubles.
Wait, no.
Balloons.
I don't
They
know
have
what the
balloons.
backs-
They have 3 balloons on their back. You got to hit
No,
them.
yeah, we got it. That is it.
You know what we should do instead? No backs. We should use our cars.
Yo, Rocket League.
Yeah.
Rocket League straight.
We
Oh,
should use
and
our
then one guy on
cars.
the side like
I'm gonna
this.
get one guy in the back window just going, just shooting him out the back window.
Standing at the boot.
Have someone open the boot in it like as
Bro.
soon as you get in front
A
of him.
sniper laying down back.
Yo, what? He doesn't have a sunroof. What's he gonna do? You just see the boot open up. Like, surprise!
Two of them.
This is like a Gatling gun, bro.
That'd
Oh,
be
man.
sick.
And the balloons on the top.
Yeah, that would be banging.
Can't put
I
too
think we
many.
just
You
made a
can't get.
business.
We should make sure that we're about to sell our cars before we do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
I mean, my car's okay. It doesn't
My
matter.
car will be fine.
Alright,
You
fine,
know,
let's do
it's a
it.
bit weird, but kind of related, but won't go too off topic. You know Mila Kunis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching a podcast, or listening to a podcast with her and Conan, and apparently when she was little, her and her friend just used to drive their cars into each other for jokes. That's what you guys should do.
Cars.
Yeah, they
Well,
used to
but
get
is she
their cars.
rich?
Mila Kunis, she wasn't rich. Her family immigrated here, I think, into America, I think.
Where's she from anyway? Like Albania?
She Jewish.
Kosovo,
Yeah, Middle
something
East,
like that.
Middle East.
She's Jewish as
Yeah,
well.
she's from Jewish. That's where she's from, but
No, I said she's
from
Jewish.
she's from Jewish.
I said she's Jewish.
I don't know if she's Jewish.
Oh.
It's not relevant in
We're
this
taking
conversation.
bare L's in this podcast.
Isn't it? Religion isn't relevant in this conversation. Bro.
No, I thought she's Jewish.
No,
That's what I
I thought she was somewhere from the Middle East.
Whereabouts in the Middle East?
I thought she was Albanian or Kosovo.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
We better find out what she is.
One of the
But anyways,
parents
listen
again.
on the podcast.
There was Mila
Was it that?
Kunis.
That's why we stopped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, let us know when we get back.
Mila Kunis, born in Ukraine, born in Romania. Where was she born? Ukraine. Well, all of us are wrong.
Yeah.
What?
Well, no, I was closest.
She's a
She's in the
European.
Balkans.
Ashton Kutcher. He was born in America. That's a
You
good
know that
looking
guy's on
dude.
finasteride. He even said
Yeah.
It was what?
Aston Kutcher, he's on the same pill that we take. He's been on the hair pill for nearly 20 years now. Yeah, that's why his hair's so sick. He saw his hair falling out in his 20s, in like 21. He started taking the pill, and his hair's been fine because of the pill.
I haven't started yet, but I'm considering. You've got a huge head of hair, so you're alright.
But you should consider it as well, just in case.
What is just like now? Just get everyone should just do it.
Yeah.
Just to.
Bro, I've got like one of my friends and his dad, they started taking it as well, and his hair looks sick.
He
now.
grew back. Was he bald?
Bro, he was nearly going bald. His hair was getting very like falling out, and now his hair looks amazing. It works really well on someone. You alright?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Is it done? Check.
what were we even talking about?
That sounds like it's distant. Yeah,
That's
Alright,
fine.
So
Alright.
you're talking about Donald Trump's speech focusing on. You're right. He was reiterating constantly. He was
Did you
running in
guys-
fear. He was cowering. He
Whimpering.
was whimpering. You know, as our guns bear down on him and as our dogs.
Bit of a weird thing to be.
Do you know he started talking about 9/11 as well? How Donald Trump predicted 9/11 in his book. And I'm just thinking, because I watched a few weeks back an interview with the person who actually wrote his book, and he goes, Donald Trump had no hand in the book at all.
Well, Donald
And
Trump
he's like,
chats shit.
I've written like 12 books, you should all read them. He's promoting his books while giving a speech about a guy he's assassinated.
But yeah,
Oh,
everyone
this
did
guy's
that.
nuts.
It's all a business, isn't it? And plus,
Yeah.
he chats shit about his past a lot, anyways.
Yeah, he
Didn't
does.
he say that he was against the war in Iraq when he was like, we should go
Yeah,
get those?
wasn't he a Democrat and now he's a
Yeah.
Republican?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was against it. He goes, in his book, he goes, he predicted 9/11. And you can just imagine how many Americans are like, well done.
Yeah, good
Marsh.
job. Good.
Man, this is our president. Couldn't expose myself.
Now we all know who you are.
Some redneck like,
Yeah.
mashallah. One more.
Yeehaw.
Donald Trump did it again. Allahu Akbar.
Oh man.
Good time.
Yeah. But no, what do you think what I said? Like, it's happened like twice now. First Obama with Osama bin Laden.
Well, I think twice is suspicious, but 3 times is
I
when
don't
you
know,
when you
man.
start
That
considering.
sounds conspiratorial to be honest.
Yeah.
But I feel like it makes sense for it to happen. It's in the
Not
same.
really, because
it's-
didn't... Hold on. Do I have my timeline right? Didn't bin Laden get killed during Obama's
Yeah.
second administration?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
that's
he
when-
wouldn't be up for re-election then.
Was it his Obama? Was it his second?
2011 is when he died. 2nd of May 2011 is when he died. Yeah, and now you find out, when did Obama take office? In 2009.
So that's only one.
That's 2 years.
Isn't one? Yeah, that's 2 years.
One is
2 years.
One is 4 years.
2 years and 4 months or something like
So
that.
yes, it's,
So it's
But I doubt re-election was up at that point. Then if he was only 2 years into it,
No,
so he still
because
had 2 years.
the re-elections do.
Is it every
start
2 years?
coming up
Yeah.
in the first 2 years.
Oh.
this is so it's happening
My
right now.
bad.
And we'll
Oh,
go to
shit.
the next one.
Oh yeah, Donald Trump came into power 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
So that's what I mean. So it's started now. See, that's one thing. It's the same time frame in my opinion. It's just too. And now, he was also talking about. He's like, we have to go after Hassan Laden now. Hassan bin Laden.
Yeah, apparently there was something in a speech where he says he
Yeah.
killed, not killed.
Okay, but here's the
He's got
funny.
2 sons or something, right?
Here's the funny thing. You know, Ibn and Bin. I searched it up. They mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Son of. Yeah.
Yeah.
If Hassan should be Hassan bin Osama, right? Not Laden. Laden is the father of.
Wait, how do they refer to it?
They refer to it Osama bin Laden.
Right.
Osama, son of Laden. So Hassan should be Hassan bin
Bin
Osama.
Osama.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't have a nice ring
So-
to it, does it?
No, but then
What
why?
do they call him?
They call him Hassan Laden. Hassan bin Laden.
Hassan bin
Really?
Laden.
Yeah, he said Hassan bin Laden.
That makes no sense.
Does he call
What
himself
the
that?
It was a.
That's your cat when you try to get close to him. He's eating.
Ali's went. Ali thought it was a.
He ducked. He
He
ducked.
was a flying cockroach
He ducked straight.
coming back from Antalya.
Yeah, can you imagine if that flying cockroach in Turkey made Godzilla screams? Like Mothra.
That's when we leave your house. That's when we leave your house.
Leave
That's
the
when we send
country,
Lawrence
bro.
in. Lawrence was too chilled.
No, I think he was secretly bugging. Lawrence, when you see this video, I don't care, man. I feel like he was panicking slightly. You see how he excused himself out of the room? as well?
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go bed. But it's 7 p.m.
He was
Yeah,
like,
man.
minor thing. And he just left to go on his phone in his room. Like, we know why you left,
He
bro.
locked the door, covered the bottom, so nothing could creep in.
This guy
He
ducked out,
closed all
bro.
his windows.
He did leave, did he?
He left, yeah. That's
I'm not
right.
bugging, right?
He did leave.
Yeah.
I remember, yeah. But he left.
And then he came back when
When
the thing was gone.
Conveniently, he was like, "Alright, guys, I'll deal with it," and then it was gone. He was like, "Oh,
he was
fuck
searching
it.
on Google how not to be scared of flying cockroaches while he left.
How to be a man."
5-step program. Breathe. Calm down.
But yeah,
I don't know if you're joking, man.
back to Hassan.
Don't kill us.
I'm not joking.
Oh,
bin,
shit.
Hassan bin Laden.
But yeah. So it's weird, right?
Are you sure they call him
Let's check the speech because I remember he referred.
Hassan bin Laden?
Well, they're not. I doubt anyone's paying attention to the naming customs of another country
I mean,
when you're
to be
talking
honest,
about a
the way-
terrorist.
yeah,
Why would
even
you give him
Trump-
that courtesy?
The way he says his name sometimes was Abu Bakr
Abu Bakr.
Al-Baghdadi.
Abu Bakr.
Wait a minute. I just searched Hassan bin Laden, and it says Osama bin Laden's son and heir Hamza is dead.
Yeah, he said it in a speech.
So why?
Oh, they
is-
killed him today as well.
No. They said that they killed Hamza before.
and so now they're after Hassan.
I don't even know if he's got 2 kids.
What, does he have 2 kids? Well, you gotta end that generation, man. Kill all the terrorists. That's what I think. Kill all the terrorists. That's a good one, right?
Let's check.
Actually, this will be how you segue into Modern Warfare,
Modern Warfare.
but only if
So,
you've played the storyline. Because this is actually it's got something to do with it. Like, it's
I
not
don't
even-
mind you telling me the
It's not
storyline.
even off topic, to be honest.
He's playing COD for the story.
Me.
Yeah, him. It's
I
actually
love
a
the
good story.
The story's wicked.
Last COD story I played was.
Wait,
Modern
go off
Warfare.
topic.
Okay.
No, it's part of his.
What was it?
Because he was saying that you should not
Kill all
but
terrorists.
he was saying kill all terrorists, and there's like one of the main themes up to this point, because I haven't finished the story.
Yeah.
But the point that I'm on in COD is there are 2. There's one terrorist faction, and there's like a guerrilla unit or a rebel faction, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they're both at odds with each other,
Mm.
and they both belong to the same made-up country.
Yeah.
And the rebel unit condemns the terrorist unit because they're obviously terrorists. But then the terrorist unit's counterpoint is that they're both killers, and that not one is better than the other.
So
kind of
in
thing.
that, do you have a choice over where you want to go to support?
Well, my whole thing, based on what you said,
Yeah.
was isn't one man's terrorist another man's freedom fighter.
Yeah. No.
So
yeah.
why are we calling these people terrorists?
I hear that.
What is it in accordance to?
I was
Actually, Imran
cause-
Khan, he discussed that in his speech, didn't he?
Which part?
You know when he was talking about Al Qaeda in his
Mhm.
speech,
Mhm.
he was saying how difficult it was to to sort of control Al Qaeda because they've been told their whole lives.
To do a certain thing in a certain way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so
when
you have to
you're
teach them
indoctrinated and stuff and believe that you're righteous.
And then so you've gone your whole life thinking this is the enemy,
Mm.
we have to take them out, and then you have to go back and speak to these people and say, actually, now this is your enemy, and you got to do this, and so on and so forth.
I might have listened to the speech again, but I'm pretty sure he said something like that.
That's like good people fighting for a bad cause.
Yeah,
I
look
guess,
at all the
innit?
names. Have a look at all the names.
Well, all of us.
Osama bin Laden's children, all are named Abdullah bin Laden, Abdul Rahman.
This is probably by Western naming traditions, isn't it? Where
Omar
you assume
bin
that,
Laden.
where you assume that the first name
I'm
is his
so
regular
confused.
name.
Do they think his surname is actually Bin Laden? Maybe
Well-
his surname is actually Bin Laden.
Maybe, but I read up that bin and ibn are the same thing.
No, it is, but isn't maybe his surname then is actually...
I feel like you're looking into the law of his name too much. I don't.
No,
feel
I,
like
mean,
it
I was
really
actually just
matters.
interested in why some people are called bin and why are someone called ibn. I know ibn means son of.
Yeah.
So for maybe when the caliphates took over Iran and Iraq as well,
Yeah.
they must have implemented that system there of naming, and then from there people twisted it a bit and made it bin instead.
Wait, what? Say that again?
So when the caliphates took over Iran and Iraq,
Yeah.
they must have had migrants of Arab descent living there as well then. Yeah? Who
They
moved.
were already Arab then.
But they were already Arab. So bin is there from ages.
Well, no, sorry, no. Because
Wasn't it Roman or Byzantine?
Byzantine,
Yeah. So bin came from the Arabs, from Hejaz and Najd.
Yeah, but Arabic naming tradition is that
It's
we don't
from-
have surnames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You only have son of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And that's
I
how you
was,
trace
so
your
and that started
past.
in Hejaz as well.
Yeah, with the Arabs.
Yeah, with the Arabs. So I'm thinking that then migrated all the way to Iran and Iraq, and that's where it maybe got twisted or something and became a bin instead of ibn. Yeah, look, the way his name is written is Osama bin Muhammad bin Awad bin Laden. Ah, maybe the family tree. Oh, there you go. The family tree name is Bin Laden.
So his surname is Bin Laden.
Yeah,
Damn, what's
That is a
By
Bin
Western standards, yeah.
by wasn't it? So we're going to listen to the presidential speech
Mm-hmm.
on him killing Abu Bakr Al-Baghdadi. Is that his name? Yeah, that's it.
Baghdadi.
Baghdadi, and we're gonna comment on it. What do you guys think of that?
Alright, yeah, so my take on his speech. Well, I was saying off podcast
Mm-hmm.
that he's got his usual style, which is supposed to be like, I don't know. I guess it's rude of me to say, but honestly, he just sounds like a simpleton. Like, he doesn't really understand English vernacular, alright? And he doesn't really have a pedigree in English speaking, does he? But that aside, I guess that's why he appeals to people, is because...
He's simple.
More
Yeah.
relatable.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
You feel
So-
like you can be the president when you look at him.
I mean, literally. All you gotta do is be rich now.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is.
That's all. It's money. If you can fund your own campaign, you're good.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, there's that as
Yeah.
well. But, yeah, so there's that, you know, the poor English skills that he has. But then what I found interesting about his speech on top of that is that he tends to focus or hone in on the brutality of al-Baghdadi's death
Mm-hmm.
more so than anything else.
Mm.
Like, what his focus is on is how amazing this raid was, how Hollywood-esque it is,
They're gonna make a movie on him.
because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
And
he's
then,
making it seem like it was the best raid he ever watched.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
Yeah.
you know, do you necessarily have to say, I watched every bit of it,
not all.
like play by play?
He did
Like,
glorify
who
it.
cares about that?
Yeah.
You know? I don't get that. And it's not just the criticism of Trump as well. I didn't really get it when we didn't get to see the footage from, I'm talking about Obama and Bin Laden.
Bin Laden, okay.
We didn't get to see the footage of that on public TV anyway,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
we got to watch him watch the live feed.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
You
You
don't
actually could
remember
watch
seeing that?
Obama watch the live feed of what's happening.
Yeah, I remember that. Do you know?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Do you
see
remember
it.
that?
I feel like we did.
There was like,
I
it was
feel
all
like
over
I've got
TV.
it
There was
on me.
like
Yeah.
a video of him sitting in the room with all his top advisors or whatever,
Yeah.
and they were watching the live feed of the raid take place.
Why does it have to happen though?
I guess they consider it transparent, isn't it?
I guess so.
It's like their view of, like, from their perspective, that's you being transparent.
Do you think it's like a media ploy to show
100%, because it's like giving people what they want without actually giving them what they want.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
It's
not
like,
transparent at all.
yeah, it's like
I'm
let's show
watching one
people.
person watch the other
Yeah,
What's
that
the
whole
thing that's happening,
scenario
right?
Yeah.
is a media ploy.
And this is one step worse, in fact, with Trump. This is listening to what Trump has to say about the footage without us being able to see the evidence for
Yeah.
ourselves.
Very true. That's actually very true.
Which
Because
brings,
you're saying,
which brings this legitimacy into question even more, I guess. if
Well,
we don't
he's
get to see it.
already, yeah, cause that's a good point, because he's already kind of preempted the fact that people are going to start raising concerns about whether or not he is actually Al-Baghdadi.
yeah, because he confirmed it, and he goes,
Yeah,
'cause
true.
he keeps-
DNA or something.
Yeah, he keeps bringing up, he's like, we've done a whole bunch and of course he does it in his Trump style, which
Yeah.
is super vague and ambiguous.
Yeah.
And not very specific at all, which is a redundancy basically, but whatever. So he says, we've done a bunch of tests and they all came back good and they're wicked and blah blah blah.
Yeah, positive, tested positive. Those,
Yeah,
he blew himself up into pieces, but we
His
made sure
whole
it's
thing
100%.
was just speaking like a really bad car salesman.
How did it confirm someone that's burned and blew himself up?
I want to
Because
say
doesn't it-
something. I want to say something. That's interesting that he said speaking of car salesman, because that's what he's a salesman, isn't it?
Yeah, he's a
Before he
businessman.
killed
Yeah.
it, it makes sense. So that he's employing those techniques in.
Yeah.
But it's weird because obviously us being in the UK, there's a way politicians speak, and then there's a way that regular people speak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a distinction between it.
Yeah, so
We've
when-
seen Parliament and House of Commons heard.
Yeah, so when you enter into houses of parliament, there's an expectation of how you should discuss matters and
Mhm.
whatever. And there's actually rules in place, right? So the
Mhm.
Speaker of the House will actually stop people
Yeah.
from making ad hominem attacks or anything like that,
Or
Exactly.
there.
which is to be expected, obviously.
Yeah.
But then you watch the House of Congress in America, these people are ripping each other all the time,
Yeah.
right? I think you brought it up last time when I was
Mm,
speaking to you.
yeah.
They just rip into
They're
each
ripping,
other
they
all
love
the time.
it. But they do it the way that
But they do it
it's
in a way
not
that's not
offending
personal.
them.
Yeah,
It's not
it's
personal,
not
but
personal.
they can
So-
talk about someone indirectly but offend them at the same time, but it will not be seen. It will be beyond the rules that it's not offending them, so it's allowed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But then the other thing as well is that, so it calls into question the legitimacy of the claim that Al-Baghdadi is
Mhm.
actually dead. Now, this isn't a conspiracy podcast.
No,
obviously,
Yeah. No.
right? If he's dead, he's dead, whatever. We
Yeah,
don't really
that's
care.
great. Well done.
Good,
I succeeded
yeah.
in one.
Good,
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck him.
World's best
We're
player.
not super invested in like all these conspiracy theories
Yeah.
or whatever. But I'm just saying, like, from a spectator's perspective, not about Al-Baghdadi, but more about Bin Laden.
Mhm.
I
Well, this
still,
the
Yeah.
whole way the media portrays it to both.
yeah,
how
to
don't
this
come
day,
today.
I don't think Bin Laden was killed in that raid that Obama's administration had.
It's the stories that they spin around it, like we were saying earlier, the Islamic burial at sea,
Yeah,
like
what
it's
the
some
hell
sort
is
of
that?
fucking pirate or some
Yeah,
shit.
is that even Islamic burial? Like,
No,
I don't know what that is. I don't think that's an Islamic burial.
I've
is
never
it?
heard of that.
no,
We got
same.
3 of us sitting here. We've
Yeah.
never heard of it.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell,
But
man?
we're pagan, so you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we're,
Long live Christmas trees.
Is that what it is?
That's my country's flag.
That's
as
your
well,
flag.
so-
That's your flag. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're the biggest importers of it.
I export paganism to the rest of the world.
Well done, man.
Number 1,
You did it. You did it.
Christmas. Cool.
Good
Yeah,
job. Christmas comes early with you.
it's my side hustle on top of the podcast.
But
0800 Sycamore.
800 Lebanon.
Oh wait, no, there's cedar trees, isn't it? I just lost my business.
but
Yeah, no, I do agree. It's a big difference.
No, like I'm not a military person or
Yeah, of
whatever,
course.
but just the way that they explain the story from even a tactical perspective or whatever you want to call it. Like apparently we don't have evidence of Bin Laden's body
Mhm.
or footage because I still remember this because I found it so shifty when they said it the first time around when I first heard it. They said that apparently the Navy SEAL, I think it was the Navy SEALs, who shot and killed Bin Laden, the bullet hit his head, like the top part of his head, and it kind of blew off like a huge chunk. So his head is literally unidentifiable because it's like gone, right? But then it's like, well, I don't know what kind of ammunition you're using, bruv, to blow off half a man's
explosive
head.
rounds, boy.
Explosive
Shit,
rounds.
Incendiary
Like,
rounds.
do you know what I mean? Like,
Stopping
yeah.
power right there.
what kind
Shit.
I don't know how bullets work, right? We don't
Yeah.
shoot here in London, so
No.
I have not, well, not legally anyway.
Legally, yeah.
But I don't know how projectiles work and what ballistics are like.
Yeah, that is interesting.
But have you ever heard of a person using a bullet like a NATO round, which is usually 5.56,
Yeah.
right? Have you ever heard of someone using a NATO round? If they were using NATO rounds, which they should be using, right?
Yeah.
That's my understanding.
Yeah,
anyway.
that person.
Is that we're all using the same NATO rounds, right? So 5.56 by whatever the thing, I can't remember,
Mhm.
right? That 5.56 cartridge, I've
Mhm.
never heard of it being able to have the capability
to blow.
of penetrating someone's head and
Yeah.
blowing it up.
That's actually true.
So
yeah.
his head legit was non-existent.
No, just a piece of
Legit
it.
shot
Like.
a piece of it.
Yeah.
So,
Like the
damn, yeah, that doesn't
the
really
basis.
happen.
So
Yeah.
wait, one ask because he put himself on fire. This is Abu Bakr
Yeah.
Well,
Al-Baghdadi.
he said he
What-
ignited his vest when we listened to it. That's the words he used. He
Okay,
ignited
so-
his vest. He didn't light himself
so
on
he-
fire. He ignited his vest.
Did he blow up?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
igniting his vest implies that he had a
Did
suicide
he
vest.
actually use the words blow himself up?
He used Yeah, I think he did. He said ignites his vest, blowing himself up and his 3 children.
No, to be
And
fair,
that's-
yeah, he did say the mutilation.
Yeah, and then yeah,
was-
to assume that's the only thing you could say that, which is the reason why the cave would have collapsed. Setting yourself on fire wouldn't collapse.
Well,
the
my
cave.
question on that is, how did they identify as him then?
Well, they probably moved it. In the picture we saw, there were soldiers standing around the cave.
No, but if he blew himself up, what do they find?
DNA test? I don't know.
Like,
But
doesn't
is that a one-day
doesn't
DNA, test?
get
What the
burnt?
fuck? No. His body was mutilated. His body was in pieces. I assume there was still blood around.
Yeah.
So you could just fucking yoink that bloody quick time and just send it off to science division. And
Right, some quick.
do research.
I bet science division was
Boy,
with
that's
them.
boy, that's quick turnover, man. That's what I mean. That's how you make a
Cool.
successful company.
Like literally.
Boy,
Like,
they're hard workers. Science
They-
division needs a promotion.
the military needs to make a public one.
Yeah,
for blood
CSI,
tests.
military.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Alright, let's round it off.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
been-
In
he's
conclusion, he's dead.
If they say he's dead,
If
then
he's dead.
whatever.
He deserves to be dead.
But okay, this is where we kind of didn't pick up from. We kind of dropped the ball actually.
Go on.
In that Bulla raised the point earlier, and we were talking about like evidence, right?
Yeah.
So these guys are trying to be transparent.
Yeah.
Mm.
So in an effort to be transparent, where do we draw the line between national security and how much the public can know about whether or not he's dead or not?
I'd rather they didn't disclose anything about it and just say he's dead.
So is there gonna be some kind of like white paper or something that's gonna be released? Did Obama's
What, like some sort of red
yeah,
death
Osama bin Laden, did they
manifesto
release
shit, whatever
white
it is.
papers or anything?
I don't know.
I have
So
no
what-
idea. You know that every 50 years we get classified
Release
material.
information, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're still classified. Most of them are like blacked out.
Blacked
Yeah,
out,
there's a lot of
redacted.
redacted.
You get the
Yeah.
redacted
Yeah.
text.
Yeah, like that means information that's there is still relevant, right? That's why it's redacted.
It's either that or it harms
Society,
possibly
yeah.
like relationships, political
That's
relations,
crazy
that kind
to
of
think
thing.
about that.
Yeah, it's possible.
There's so much stuff like every 50 years. Imagine the amount of information we would get in the next 50.
But I mean, we didn't really get that much with JFK either. I remember when the whole document got released and it was like, what?
Oh, just redacted everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of everyone on Reddit was reading through it and just like analyzing the shit out of that text. And the conclusion that I came to after reading those comments was like, okay, we don't really learn that much.
Yeah, we're no better now than we were before now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We maybe got a stronger suspicion that the FBI kind of pinned it on the wrong person or whatever. I don't know.
Well, the thing is, it's hard to sway people to your point of view, especially on something that's been like a point of contention for so long. Even if you come out with like solid proof in a way, these people have been thinking otherwise for the best part of 50 years.
I feel like it should be mentioned. If you
Yeah.
can hear that
Yeah.
popping
Yeah.
in the background,
We don't live in a war zone.
that is the world's biggest microwave. I've got popcorn in it. Yeah, no.
That's popping. No, yeah, it's fireworks. It's
You can put
Diwali.
popcorn in. I want popcorn.
No, chill.
Oh damn!
It's Diwali, bro.
Happy Diwali.
Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
Again.
Everyone celebrating.
Happy.
Yeah.
Happy,
So-
happy.
The next one I want to talk about was Shroud. Have you heard of Shroud? I'm sure everyone's heard of Shroud.
Yeah, the Twitch streamer.
Yeah, I said it,
familiar
my
with
bad.
him.
He's-
Yeah.
hmm?
No, I was.
You
I
were
was
zoned
lost.
out.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but moving
Coffee.
from politics, we're going
Yeah,
to
I'm
gaming
good.
and Twitch
Okay.
politics now, even better.
Yeah,
More
that's my
politics.
kind. Yeah, me and Mackie. Yeah,
You
that's
guys
my-
love that
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
tell me, what do you think of Shroud moving to Mixer?
I didn't
Mix-
know
where's
about it
Mixer, by the
until
way?
Mackie said.
What is
Yeah.
Mixer?
Mixer is a Microsoft streaming platform
So it's
owned by Microsoft.
a direct
It's a competitor to Twitch,
So
but
direct-
it's still early. It's been around for a while, but no one could really touch
and
Twitch.
they've taken
Ninja,
already.
taken Ninja already, and Shroud just went recently for undisclosed amount of money.
And how much
um,
did Ninja go for?
Rumors were Ninja was over 20 million he got paid to
Wow.
go to
Yeah, I remember.
Mixer,
hearing that.
and rumors are also it's a 3-year contract that he got paid. These are rumors. Off the top of my head, I can't remember
Right.
too much
Right,
exactly, but that's a lot of money, man. Bro.
That's a lot of money.
Okay, a lot of money.
Ninja
it was-
sold for life.
Yeah.
But then didn't we talk about this and you said that he would have made the same amount of money if he in those 3 years if he kept the donations on Twitch?
Probably because a lot of his audience didn't follow him over to Twitch.
Mm.
When you think about Ninja, most of the people watching him were there to take the piss out of him half the time.
Mm.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
A lot of people
Oh,
hated
fam.
him.
Yeah,
a lot of
he
people
always
he
used to
was-
have like breakdowns and shit.
Yeah,
Like,
people used to rip on him.
not
Wow.
actual breakdowns, just he would freak out when he's
Yeah.
playing a video game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like fucking, people come up to him like say you're still playing Fortnite sucks, blah blah blah.
Like, if you go
They'll
on
make
YouTube,
jokes
just
about
check out,
him,
just
yeah.
check out the compilations
Yeah.
of him freaking out playing
Like
Overwatch.
yeah, angry, like
That
those
is
shit like that.
Crazy.
But he used to be hyperactive. That's when people really used to like him.
Or ADHD.
Yeah, like he used to shout at people.
It's
and he used to
interesting
say
because
that,
on like YouTube and Twitch and all these streaming services, you get a lot of like the people that generate. I mean, outside the chicks and the thoughts, right? Or the thoughts, the chicks are right. I like the chicks.
Yeah.
It's
Who
the
don't?
thoughts,
Yeah.
right? So outside the thoughts, all the people
Wait,
that
what
generate.
differentiates them? Chicks and thoughts.
Well,
in your
chicks. I mean, chicks can be thoughts, right? And thoughts can be chicks. It's a two-way relationship.
Right.
But the differentiation here is that thoughts are scum
Yeah.
and chicks are cool.
I
Fair
guess so.
enough.
Yeah. Like I
Okay.
follow a lot of female streamers on Twitch
Oh,
that
like who?
actually are good at the game.
Give a shout out.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what's her name? Ammunition.
And Munition, she's
Yeah,
Rainbow
yeah.
Six player.
Yeah.
Valkyrie,
She's sick.
Valkyrie
Yeah,
is
yeah,
good.
yeah, that's
She's
someone
sick.
new.
Valkyrie
else?
is good. Who
Valkyrie.
else?
I'm not gonna lie, that's the
I'm gonna say Pokemon.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Pokemon is
I
good.
was
You
just
know
trying to be polite.
Pokemon is a good league player. When I watch
Nah, I
it.
don't rate Pokemon.
You don't like it.
Nah.
But you know when she gets up to walk off camera, she faces the camera and walks away because she doesn't want anyone to clip her butt.
I swear.
Yeah.
Right.
Bro, it's hard times
That's
on
so
Twitch
true.
nowadays.
I'm not gonna lie, she probably doesn't have a back off anyway, man. So
Um,
I only heard about Shroud going to Mixer after Mackie
Yeah.
dropped it in the drink.
Well, Budley, you mentioned it first,
Yeah,
didn't it?
I
Yeah,
talked
and then
about
I mentioned it after. I think
Oh, right.
It was a
I
recent
think
thing.
it's good.
He actually had an advert for it as well.
Yeah,
Is
he
that
had. Well, they
sure?
done it for Ninja as well. They done a
Oh,
whole,
was
they
that
done a
insane?
whole like bid campaign. Ninja's one was like, he was doing a press conference and he was like, I'm going to Mixer, and then there was other ninjas in the crowd dressed up as other people, being like, but what does this mean for?
So
what
you
does
guys were
this mean?
saying that he's losing money by going to Mixer?
So
Well, that's my
not
opinion
really.
on
So
it.
it's just setting a precedent for companies to pay streamers like almost like a salary,
But
like
then
a
even
yearly
if
salary
most
for
of his
their
fans on Twitch
exclusivity.
don't follow him to Mixer, he's got 3 years on his contract to build up another fan base on Mixer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people followed him, I swear.
No, Mackie
But-
was saying that a lot of people didn't.
A lot of so on his first
Well, he has
stream.
like 10
Well,
million.
on his first stream, he got 70,000. He's only been on there for 3 days.
But you got to think
But-
that if he's got 10 million followers, let's say like 60% of those people only listen
That's 6
or watch
million.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
6 million watch him. Let's say he retains 10%. 600.
But no one's. But the thing is it's too soon to describe for him.
Yeah,
Ninja definitely felt a loss in viewers.
Oh, of course.
100%. He got a loss in viewers.
I think Shroud
And-
is a different personality though.
But the
that's
thing
why.
is, Shroud is different because Ninja's big draw was his personality. He wasn't very big on Twitch for very long, and he's been on there for a very long time. I used to watch him when he was a Halo pro before,
Oh.
like he started.
Ninja?
Used to do
Yeah,
World of
yeah,
Warcraft
he-
as well back
Yeah,
then,
he used to like he was a professional Halo player.
So then what would you say is Shroud's big draw?
It's his gameplay.
And his personality though.
People come. He's got no personality.
I think he's funny. He's a
Bro,
good, cool guy.
he's got
Have
no
you not
seen
seen
him.
him on stream?
Have you
I've
not
seen
seen
him.
him, bro?
Try!
No, I
Bro,
mean like in
he's
terms
not-
of like his interaction with his viewers.
Bro, the only thing
Bro,
that
he-
separates from him
Mhm.
from another person is his skill set, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it's his
Okay.
mechanical
Because
skill.
he's just a nice dude. Like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
sits
that's-
He's a
there.
nice
true.
guy and he talks to his chat
Yeah.
and because he's so good and he's so fucking amazing at the game,
But I'm not gonna
interesting
lie,
stuff happens
If
in
his gameplay
gameplay.
wasn't good, I would be bored.
Yeah, I feel like a
shitless
lot of
watching
people
this guy
would.
on
That's
stream.
his unique thing.
And his
that's not-
deep, monotonous voice, like, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
shit,
cool.
that's wicked.
oh hi,
What the hell?
oh, thanks
Holy
for subscribing.
shit.
I haven't realized
Oh
this
my
stuff at
God.
all. I
Yeah.
just watched.
I've been okay. Oh wow,
Yeah.
I got a 3-piece. Yeah,
Yeah, like his humor is a bit. His stream is driven by his skill and the chat, which are funny. Like he's got like the big D memes and shit like that. I'm not sure if you've seen those,
but,
but
no, I
yeah,
haven't, no.
yeah, they're very funny.
I haven't seen it.
But I don't know, like,
I just
his-
watch.
Like most of these streamers, they're just socially fucking awkward, to be honest. Like, most
I guess so. It depends on the if you go to like different what's it called, different sections. There's a just chatting section which is IRL,
Oh yeah,
talking people. That's they call it just chatterbating.
yeah.
That's what they like to call it.
I'm sure there's people watching this podcast when it releases that
Yeah.
are connoisseurs of the
Oh,
just
the
chatting
just
section.
chatting section. Who is it?
Bulla's one of them.
What?
What?
Bulla
What
got
section?
the just
What?
chatting section.
You know what
Yeah,
section?
You get
know what
loads
section.
of streamers like there's one woman called Bridget, who's there. She's always laying down on her fucking long ass sofa with her legs out and shit like that.
You
No,
pay money
yeah.
for that.
What's the point?
They have
It's
money.
free,
to
like,
use.
just go on Pornhub. Like, what?
It's I don't know.
No, but they want the free ways live chat.
I think they want the interaction. I think that's what
Yeah.
they crave mostly. It's the
It's
interaction.
an interaction.
Man, these people are weird.
There's a lot of like that. I think
think
society's become like that. We crave interaction.
No, I think.
The thing is-
honestly, I just think it's weird, man.
Like if you had no friends, what do you
100%.
expect to?
It's weird how we crave interaction staying at home. We're too lazy to go out and actually interact with people in the real world. So we
No,
just chill at
that's a
home.
good
of course you crave interaction, but I just think it's weird that people are we're kind of normalizing people going on these just chatting sections to go and check out chicks on the hope, you could say, that they're going to.
I mean, well, most of the
no
time
idea there was something like that.
most of the time now is spent. I think people on Twitter starting to come to the realization. It's not that.
And they're donating as well, by the way.
Yeah, and it's not the fact that they are female that is causing like some sort of contention on Twitch. It's mostly the preferential treatment that they get on Twitch that is causing like a little dichotomy. Is that a good word? Like, it's like between the
reason
audiences.
for that is because I swear a lot of people are exposing all the Twitch moderators and how they got like an incestuous relationship with the people.
And Twitch staff as well. Twitch staff and the Twitch moderators. It's silly. Like there's a woman who's she does like dancing and ASMR and all of that stuff.
Oh, I know
and
who
she
you're talking about.
Amaranth.
Yeah.
And she flashed her vag on the stream.
But can I say it? I'm just gonna say it. She's another butt as well. I don't know why she gets the following that she gets, but she looks clapped, bro.
Yeah, but
actually clapped.
You went full road.
I'm going full road on this one.
She's an OG, that's why, innit? She's like OG.
And the way she dons herself up on the freaking screen, looking like she's all that, she is nothing, bro.
Yeah, but she's been doing it for time, and that's
and
what
she got a
coming
husband as well,
early.
and she got baited out.
Because she lied about her husband, innit?
Yeah,
she made her
she made
viewers
it
think
seem
she
like
was
doesn't have a
single.
husband.
So there's that whole thing where you think she's single, you're gonna be like, yeah, maybe I do have a chance with her. Maybe you don't, but
It's
you
like,
subconsciously you
for example,
think that.
So back when I was in, and I'm gonna decrease the roadness right now. So back when I was doing my degree in
Nice. You went to university.
Yeah, thanks.
That's
Well
very
done.
high class.
Did you graduate?
That's very astute of you.
Astute.
I went to university as well. Can you tell?
With that word, of course.
I've read a dictionary in my time.
But so
That was Simon. Find 3 big words to learn before graduation.
what does big mean? But yeah, no. So when I was at uni studying Japanese culture, we did a bit about how Japanese society is now accepting Korean culture, even though there's a bit of contention amongst them politically, right? Because of World War II and that.
Yeah.
So the Japanese population is now starting to accept Korean culture and they love it. K-dramas, K-pop, all that stuff. It's becoming really popular in
BTS, all
Japan,
that shit. Yeah.
despite some of the slight racism that's going on there, right? Which no one wants to talk about because anime, right? So the whole discussion about K-pop stars that we kind of got into when we were doing our sub-studies is that K-pop stars, a lot of the time, they're either not allowed to see people, part of their contract, because they all go to K-pop school, right? So they're all trained to be stars and whatever. And that's why they all got plastic surgery to look the fucking same. Yeah. It's not even me being racist. They legit get plastic surgery so that they look.
Well, this is
they have an image of what a K-pop superstar looks like.
And there's a standardized version for a...
So they all do that, right? Yeah. They all look the same. They recycle K-pop stars every year. And it's not just them. We recycle stars as well, of course. But with them,
they have
they got this thing where so on your contract, you're not allowed to date people. You kind of got to stay in the same house as other K-pop girls, so you're always with the same people, kind of thing. Some of them are really strict, where you can't have a mobile phone, so you can't have access to the outside world. So
and
it's
also
like
eating habits as well.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that if a rumor breaks out online to your fandom that you are seeing someone, the agency or yourself, you both have to kind of squash it immediately. Because, and this is going to come back to the Twitch thing, because it harms how much money they make, because there are some really sad people out there who will no longer become interested, or even more, what's even more awkward is there's people out there like fans who will become angry at the fact that that star has a boyfriend.
Or she's dating a guy that they ship them with some other guy.
Something
There's a lot of reasons.
And you can see how I'm going to segue into the incel thing, right? So that's going to come up afterwards. But before we even get there, it's like these people, these women on Twitch that are using their bodies and exploiting themselves to get money for ad revenue or donations or whatever. They know that is the game. They don't tell people that they got boyfriends, they got partners, girlfriends, whatever, right? They don't tell people this because they know that if their fans find out, it's gonna hurt how much.
It's gonna hurt business.
It's the same on Instagram. Twitch thoughts and Instagram models.
Yeah.
They're all the same now, because Instagram models do the same thing. They can't reveal anything about their life.
Yeah.
They just wear bikinis and stuff, show off their ass and everything, and people love it. People comment. That means they get more followers. Then they get sponsorships and they get product placements.
Well, I guess you know what it is it's not so bad that they do that. It's the reaction. This is a big thing they say on Twitch. The problem is not the fact that they do that. If that's your hustle, that's cool. But when people say that you do it and you fight back against it, even though it's 100% what you're doing, that's where the problem comes. That's where a lot of people, a lot of streamers, have issue with on Twitch. Even some female streamers have that same problem where they're like, we don't mind, the ones who actually play games mostly, we don't mind what they do. They have their own section carved out for them. They're not hurting anyone's viewers. They barely share viewers. But when you get called out for doing something and then you come up with, you know, this whole feminism cause and, you know, shit like that, even though you know what it is you do, it causes like it gives them a bad name, like it gives a bad reputation to them, and that's probably the biggest problem.
But isn't that why they fight against it? Because it gives them a bad name, so they have to fight.
Yeah,
against
but then it's a lot of, it's just females fighting females, but like the whole overarching message can get, what's it called? It can like kind of blend together.
So it gets
Where,
lost in translation.
yeah, it gets lost in translation. Where from to the outside, it looks like a negative. It's negative media attraction, I guess.
Okay.
Like when you look at it, you're like, oh, Twitch doesn't respect women because look at all these women who are fighting out. Whereas it's the opposite is technically true, where Twitch is very favourable towards female.
But then wouldn't a more
maybe
accurate
based on-
statement be Twitch doesn't respect a certain type of woman? Because there's plenty of female streamers that are working hard, hustling, doing their grind, and they don't get anywhere near the amount of money or attention.
Yeah,
these
it's
thoughts
true.
get,
Yeah, it's
right?
true.
And it's like that is marginalising, excuse me, that's marginalising the women and also the men that are trying to promote, I guess, family friendly, or even if they're cussing on the stream, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
They're just trying to promote a non-sexualized stream,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'm not even gonna lie here, forget the whole feminism thing, like I don't even care about that. I just expect the product to do what the product says it's gonna do.
Yeah.
Like if I'm going onto a stream and they're saying they're gonna play Rainbow Six, I want to see Rainbow Six. I want to see your tits.
Literally.
What the fuck? Get off the screen. Like I don't want to. I would prefer not even having the video there in the first place.
Yeah.
Like just show me the gameplay. But that's just a preference for me. There's some people that like to have the in-screen, like the in.
Yeah, this low on
Yeah,
the
the
top
small
right
little
button,
camera
right,
with the
The
person in there.
yeah. But women do the other way.
Yeah,
have you
the
seen
big.
it? It's
Well,
actual.
some streamers, yeah, that's
Some.
the big meme, innit?
No, it's legit.
When they go onto this, when the camera, the smallness of the camera is actually how big the gameplay is.
Yeah,
and
it's
then the
inverted
camera is actually
completely.
big. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen a few times.
There's a YouTuber that I watch. He actually done like a whole video on it where he exposed a few female
I've
streamers.
seen him. There's a few parts he has.
Oh, is it that? Is it that? I don't want to. Is it that black guy?
You don't want to say
I
him. You
don't
said it.
wanna say- yeah. Because
What's
I
that
don't
the
know
name
his
of
name.
the YouTube channel?
No.
Oh.
He sits on his couch, or like on his.
No, this
like,
guy
chair.
doesn't reveal his face.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
No, I know which one you're talking
You know
about.
what I'm
cut
talking
that
about?
out.
Yeah. He did like a
cut that
video
out.
on it.
But no, yeah. So all of this has kind of ended up raising up this air of mistrust in the system, where people are not trusting Twitch. They don't trust
Do you know
Twitch
what it is?
to.
I don't even think it's a mistrust in the system only. I think that's part
That's
of
what
it.
I'm saying.
I think the other thing is that, alright, so you come home to play video games to escape from reality for a little bit, right? Can we all agree there?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right? It's a form of escapism. You go sit down, play some video games, escape your troubles.
Mhm.
For a few hours
Yeah,
at least,
I
right?
guess so. Yeah.
These people are escaping the hardships of the world to go play video games, and then they're confronted with microtransactions. They're confronted with political bullshit in video games now, because
Yeah.
politics is everywhere. And then they're confronted with the idea that what happens in reality can also affect your fantasy. So
Mhm.
they're coming to play video games and stream online, but then they're confronted with the harsh reality that actually, surprise, surprise, how things work in the real world is also how it works here on Twitch, for
yeah,
example.
Yeah.
It is a sort of, if you like, a direct representation of how the real world works, where men are marginalized by and large, and chicks that exploit themselves, they get away with it.
And then women are marginalized as well. Then.
Well, of
To
course.
a
Yeah,
certain extent, yeah.
It's not even a man-woman
To
thing.
the same
Maybe
degree.
I gave the wrong impression,
Yeah,
because it's not a man-woman thing. It's people that can exploit, will exploit, and the
Yeah.
people that don't
Yeah.
get marginalized,
But then
regardless of your gender.
this raises a good question: where is it the streamer's fault or is it the audience fault for demanding that content in the first place?
I think it's both.
I always think I can respect things for what they are,
Mhm.
right?
Mm.
So, for example, like if I was to take it to a hood level, you could say, it's like if someone's out there slinging dope on the streets, yeah, or like shotting weed or whatever you want to call it, yeah. On the one hand, I abhor it and I condemn it, but on the other hand, I can respect the grind. You can respect the hustle. That's
Of
a
course,
person
he's
that
trying
has
to
an
make it.
entrepreneurial
Trying-
spirit.
Yeah,
They're business minded.
And he's doing the best with the situation.
and they're
he's been
keeping it
given,
pushing, yeah.
Most definitely. I
And
do
they're
agree.
making money out of it.
But where you said is who to blame, I don't think it's audience or streamer.
So
I
with that
think it's
example, who do you
Twitch.
blame? Is it the drug dealer, or do you blame society for the way society is?
I
That's
blame the
what I'm trying to
system.
say.
I blame the system and how the system is made. Because the system is made by the rich or the people in power.
Yeah.
If they're corrupt, the system will be corrupt. Therefore, just as Twitch is corrupt, the Twitch system is corrupt because Twitch is only looking for who gives them the most views. They are not pushing the laws that they have onto the people if they're doing something wrong. If a person's
Well-
if a girl is showing her tits off in the channel, fully, but whatever. And she's getting loads of donations, loads of money. Twitch will be okay with that because that money comes to them as well.
Yeah.
More than any
Well,
other.
they are okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
they are.
more than any amount of people that, let's say 10 people bring the same amount in.
Mhm.
But because that one person is doing what 10 can do, they will keep that person in the system.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. And it's
100%.
obvious.
Yeah,
And
and that's therefore Twitch staff, Twitch CEOs are to blame.
Like none of us are naive. We understand that it's making them money.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right? And at the end of the day, it keeps the service running. So on the one hand, we don't like it. On the other hand,
And who's
you're
Twitch
not
owned
gonna
by?
have Twitch.
Amazon.
Amazon, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then another thing as well on top of that is, yeah, you could say it's society or the system itself that we got to put the blame on, but then we do kind of have to hold them responsible as well because there are Twitch terms and conditions and they're always breaking terms and
Well,
conditions.
the thing again is Twitch is this is like to link it back to the point. Twitch is very cryptic in what really breaks the rules. They have a strict terms and conditions, but people who violate them aren't necessarily punished equally all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
And when people are banned, sometimes there's people who have been permanently banned who just don't get any reason for why they're banned. Like there was
Like a fair
someone
trial.
recently, there's someone recently who I watch. The name escapes me, but they were getting banned from clips that they had 1 year ago.
Oh,
Today, all of a sudden, when they didn't get banned then, and there's people who.
But doesn't that seem
There's
malicious?
people-
Like someone's actively gone.
Well, that's
back
the
to
thing,
their
yeah,
past.
But isn't
But
that how
there's
it happens in
also
real life?
people watching
Because in politics,
Twitter and shit.
No,
like
that's
that.
that's
Yeah.
different though. That's cancel culture.
yeah, but that is it. That's what's happened though. They got cancelled.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess it's kind of
That
similar,
is
but,
cancel culture.
Yeah, that's what
but
I'm
then
saying.
it's stuff that was acceptable at one point on the platform, and then now you're going back and deleting it with without the context in mind because clips are taken out of
Basically,
context.
what we're saying is we're going to delete this video in 5 years because everything we just said was offensive. for
Yeah,
some
we
reason.
fucked up. But yeah, to link back to the point, there's a lot of mistrust in Twitch now from the streamers themselves. So they are perfect for poaching by another company.
Mm.
So even Tim the Tatman has made
it's
like
Tim,
nods.
yeah.
Yeah, he's made nods to leaving.
Yeah.
And Ninja tweeted out the other day
I
a
think
Mixer channel
Tim
with
should
Tim
do,
the
yeah.
Tatman.
He's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah, but that's the thing is
Oh.
people follow him because of his.
That's a good
From
roundup.
the
I like
content,
that
he's
what he
cool.
did there. He's
Like-
right. Yeah, that means it's easier for
Yeah.
to poach
Even Tyler One.
big streamers from Twitch.
Oh, is he the mixed race guy?
Yeah, the
That's
bald
it.
guy. Yeah, he
Yeah,
plays
yeah,
League of
yeah.
Legends. Like the other day, he was like,
He's
everyone's
gone as
leaving.
well.
No. He made a joke where
Oh.
he got his suitcase. He's like, I'm finna join him.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, it's perfect time
What
because
about Summit? Summit's quite a big one as well.
Summit will stay on Twitch forever. I reckon.
Yeah, he's chill.
He's been
Who's the
streaming
other
there since
one?
it was just in
He's the one
TV.
that's got all the cat emoji.
Cat emoji. Lyric. Yeah. I reckon Lyric will stay as well because they're the ones who paved the way. He was talking about it. He goes, it's interesting to watch Shroud move around, and he was talking about how he doesn't really care that everyone's leaving.
But then wouldn't it just mean that Summit and Lyric just get a bigger pot of the pie now?
That's more.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The viewers, there's more viewers
There's gonna
coming
be a
to
vacuum
Twitch,
now,
yeah.
isn't
it?
Because that's what it
Especially when
feels like.
Ninja
It
left.
feels like you're getting these people who are making Twitch big to the world, and then someone else is buying them,
But then
and
does this
then
mean
these people aren't following them, so then there's more viewers for these people.
But then does this mean that there's opportunity for the smaller guys as well?
It kind of does. Yeah, I guess so. It kind of does.
I
But
think
then,
most definitely.
yeah,
it does,
it's
because
like
then-
trickle down, like all the viewers that are left over or
Yeah, like
displaced.
the whales are going
Yeah,
to pick
trickle
up
down,
the
yeah.
big pieces, but then whatever gets left behind, you got a vacuum to deal with, and then you
Yeah.
can find
You
your.
Because
got
that's the
help
best
smaller
way for
streamers,
someone
yeah.
to then find a new streamer that would like to
Something
view.
that's
Yeah.
oversaturated slowly is getting less saturated, and
Yeah. So in a way, this is actually a good thing for the little guys.
And
Yeah.
especially
Like
the ones on Twitch.
Follow our Twitch.
yeah,
whenever
follow
it
me.
gets
I'm
made,
streaming
blah, blah,
again.
blah.
I streamed yesterday for the first time in a while.
Do we even have Twitch? We have Mackie for Twitch.
Twitch.
Let's
I'm
plug
on-
Mackie.
Yeah,
on
we're gonna
Twitch.
plug all the Twitch
All
stuff.
my Twitch
Oh,
stuff.
you were talking about a political Twitch channel. Do you know that?
Oh,
That's right.
Destiny. Do you have heard of a streamer called Destiny?
Not the game. So,
Not the
that's
game.
what I
Not
thought,
the
though.
game. There's Destiny. Do you know a streamer called Trihex?
No.
Do you know the Tryhard emote?
Yeah.
It's him.
Oh.
It's that guy. It's an emo
What,
that's
is he a
used in the racist
political-
way. He does a political podcast with Destiny called the DT podcast. This is I feel like we shouldn't discuss this topic,
Why?
but I tell you about it to be cut out.
well,
Because
we're not going to discuss it. I'm saying there's a political.
yeah,
channel.
there's loads of political channels on there, and there's a podcast I watch called the Raj Patel podcast. It has
Oh, I
people
remember
like Casey Tron and all of those people. Casey Tron is like OG Twitch star. That's her joke. She started beef with Ninja recently as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's
on
going to get a lot of
Twitter.
followers then.
No, she done the opposite. She brought up the thing where he said that he wouldn't play with girls a long time ago because he didn't like the rumor of his wife. Lady Gaga added Ninja in it and was like, who are you? And then she replied, she's like, he's a streamer who doesn't want to play with women, even though he's played with women since then. But I don't see the problem with that, to be honest. He was
I
like,
don't either.
I don't want to play games with women because of the rumors and the trouble it causes for my relationship.
I think that's good.
Which is fucking that's his own
Yeah,
thing.
that's
But then
fair
it's that thing of your private thoughts in public. Is that something that you should do?
It's
Because
not even like that, right? It's just people want to be offended, isn't it?
yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, this is again. I don't want to talk about it. I feel like I should tell you about that Destiny political guy. He says he admitted, or he's always admitted that he says the N-word in private.
Oh,
private.
private.
But it's public. It's public knowledge. Everyone knows that he says it. But he says it in terms of jokes. So he'll,
Why is he a
on
white
his
guy?
own. Yeah, he's a white guy. He's
Okay.
Puerto Rican mixed. And
Well, if he's
people are
mixed,
coming.
then
Well, he's Puerto Rican and American. Like he's not black. I say mix as in
is
like
he black Puerto Rican?
no,
Oh,
right Puerto Rican. Like I don't know, like I don't know,
Because you do get
differentiation.
black Puerto Ricans, right?
Yeah, I assume so. I don't know. But no, yeah. So people are coming at him. I'm trying to get him cancelled because he admitted that he says the N-word with the hard R in private, and that's the whole conversation going on Twitch now between him and everyone else, or whether it's all right for him
Man,
to
I don't
express
get it.
his private stuff.
It's like
We'll see.
who cares? But like, what is this cancel culture bullshit that's been going on? Man?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like people
It's
finally
people-
figured out that there is power in unity.
Yeah.
And people have figured out that there is power in the masses, but then you're using it for bullshit, like for stupid
It's
reasons.
pretty much like
Do
anything.
you know what?
Like
We'll talk about that on the next podcast.
I guess. But to conclude the Twitch topic, I reckon
Yeah,
if they take one more big streamer like Tifu or something like that, I reckon
Tifu that big?
Twitch is.
But I think
he's the
what
third
he-
most followed Twitch streamer.
Oh wow.
It's Shroud, Ninja, and then Tifu. I think the most successful one right now is XQC.
I swear.
He's got the most.
Who's that?
He's an overt streamer.
He's
Ah.
that guy
He does that.
Oh,
Just
the
just
blonde guy who rages.
Yeah,
over.
that guy. Yeah. So he's got the most subscribers, I think. Him or Tim.
Well,
I
because
reckon if
Ninja's
they
on.
yeah, well Ninja didn't, even when Ninja was back, he had most subscribers for a little while, but
wow.
he has the most followers, but he wasn't getting the most viewers anymore when there wasn't any big events going on. It was mostly XQC that was on top.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, no,
There's that differentiation between followers and subscribers and shit like that, and you get brand deals and all that stuff. But yeah, I reckon if they take one more big guy, then they're fucked. Twitch is
But,
going
no, but I
down.
think his point is right. They trickle down to everyone else.
Yeah, no, it'll be good, but
there's
the
an
thing
empty
is
piece of pie is there, and that loads of people can just bite into it now.
But the
Do you
thing
know
is
what
when
as
the
well?
people lose
Yeah.
faith in the product, and then the biggest marketers of that product move to another product, then the people slowly eventually. Right now, it's only been two people. Shroud is big, and so is Ninja. But there's so many other big characters
But here's the
that are
thing,
really, really funny.
like, all the controversy about Twitch, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that Twitch is gonna die. Doesn't that mean that Twitch has gotten so big that we can have these kind of controversial discussions?
Yeah, I guess
That's
so.
very
Yeah,
Right?
I do
like
agree
it's
with
just gotten so big that there's room for everyone.
yeah.
Mhm.
Whether you want to play video games, do a political podcast, show off your ass and your tits, like whatever you want.
Oh, I like the last one. Might
Yeah,
think about
there you
that.
go. Right?
See, is that
Oh,
what
you
your
know,
stream is going to
combine
be?
all three. There you go.
Oh
Bullets.
shit!
Yeah, yeah,
Tune
yeah.
into Bullet
I'll
Stream.
speak
We'll
with
do
my-
one each.
I'll speak with my ass.
Fuck's sake. Shit.
Talk up.
But
Oh,
no,
man,
yeah,
sorry.
I get that.
But yeah, like, doesn't that mean that Twitch is just getting that big? That
Well-
it's like kind of like when a country or an empire gets really huge.
British.
Yeah, then you start getting issues of like, well, we want to be independent.
Oh, you're right. You got a cough there.
Yeah, I said the
Alright,
British.
Just making sure.
But do you see what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Like,
yeah,
once an
exactly.
empire gets that big, or even a business, like when you go from a small business to a huge business, then you have to start discussing the possibility of workers getting unions,
Yep.
and then the possibility of getting more rights,
Yep.
different types of pay. You got to
Mhm.
negotiate again.
Mhm.
Whereas with a small business, you never even have these questions in the first place.
Yeah, you don't just like ours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you can get fired at any moment. P45.
Easy.
Wait, there's no contract, is it?
But I think that's a good round-up to the podcast this week.
Yep.
Well, this month.
This is the best structured we could do so far.
I think
I feel like it was way more structured than the last.
this
to me
was
that
like the
we
best
done.
structure we had.
We'll get there. We're new to the game, innit? We're new to the game.
What do you think, Ali?
Your opinion is the only one that matters, Ali.
Not all.
I mean, he said it. So
I'm allowing you.
I speak the truth.
there's 2v1.
Oh
So
shit.
naturally, I'll have to agree.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do. Anything to boost your ego. Go on. What do you think of the podcast?
I don't know, I thought it was
This
alright.
month
but,
was good, I think.
My only thing is that we've been meeting up every weekend, right?
To practice.
Yeah. And I quite like it. Like, I've gotten into that rhythm now.
Yeah. Oh, should
Do
we
the outro now.
Do the
Alright.
with the fireworks. Alright,
Boom,
before we
boom,
die.
boom, well,
Well, before we get killed by the
Ali, watch out! There's fire coming to your face.
When he's out, some guy shouting out in the streets. I think this is perfect for an outro.
The bombs.
That's been the podcast.
The
Thank
US
you very
military,
much
they
for
found us.
listening. Yeah,
Quick.
we got. Wait,
Oh,
happy
my
Diwali. Wait.
Yes,
Happy
happy
Diwali.
Diwali, everyone.
Alright, so that.
Till next
I think
month.
That, yeah,
That
that's the
gives
outro.
it. That's the outro. That gives it. All right.
Alright.
Till next month. See you,
Till
everyone.
next month. Goodbye.
Peace.